So you ever see those awesome, satisfying videos where you see the most disgusting, grimy surfaces and the pressure washer comes in and just cleans it up in seconds? Well, we're gonna show you how to do that today. So let's get started. So before we actually start pressure washing, here are some good things you want to do. You always want to make sure you're wearing safety glasses and closed-toed shoes. You don't ever want to be doing this barefoot. Keep in mind that when you do this, wear clothes that you don't mind getting dirty. You're probably going to have chunks of dirt flying back at you. You're definitely going to get wet, so just don't wear anything super nice. One thing that you cannot control is the weather. So you definitely want to make sure you're doing this on a day that's sunny, it's not super windy, that might blow the water around, and you want to make sure that it's definitely not raining. You want to prep the space by removing anything that could be potentially in the way, like plants, chairs, tables. You also want to sweep the area to remove any rocks and dirt. If you have any pets or kids, make sure you get them out of the way before you start pressure washing. It's not worth any potential accidents happening. You want to run water through your garden hose for at least 30 seconds to clean out any potential dirt or debris that could be stuck in there, especially if you're using this hose for the first time after it being stored for the winter. Now let's quickly talk about nozzles. When choosing a nozzle, remember a low-angle nozzle will have a higher pressure but less spray area, and a high angle will have a low pressure but a bigger spray area. Make sure you always put the nozzle on before you start pressure washing and turning on the hose. If you're unsure what nozzles work best for your project, refer to your manual for guidelines. If you need an extension cord, make sure you're only using one that's intended for outdoor use. Once you're plugged in, connect the garden hose to the pressure washer and check to make sure there are no kinks or holes. Turn on the hose before turning on the pressure washer. Hold the trigger and spray away for several seconds, allowing any air to escape. For larger areas of pavement, I highly recommend a surface cleaner attachment because it will be faster and there'll be a constant amount of pressure applied to the surface, so you're less likely to get any sort of streaking. If you're working on uneven ground, start at the highest point and work your way down to prevent any dirty water from running onto the clean surfaces. For wand nozzles, start about 1 to 2 feet away from the surface and move closer if needed. It's important that you spray slow, overlapping strokes back and forth and don't ever hold it completely still. Use more high-pressure nozzles for finer cleaning detail. Many pressure washers now have the ability to spray detergent, and you'll know this because there'll be a detergent container on the pressure washer. If you are going to use a detergent, make sure you're only using detergents that are designed for pressure washers and not just going inside and grabbing your Dawn soap off the kitchen counter. The best nozzles to use if you are going to use detergent is a low pressure nozzle, and usually they design nozzles that are specifically made for that. When you're done pressure washing using detergent, you're probably going to have leftover detergent in the container. You need to clean it out before you're done. I like to fill the container up with water and just keep spraying it until it's completely empty of any detergent. You might have to keep repeating this process a couple times depending on how much soap is left over in the container. My number one tip is remember these things are very, very powerful. Take your time when approaching a surface. Start off slow with low pressure, and you can always work your way up if it's not enough. Lastly, go have fun and start cleaning. For more videos, check out familyhandyman.com.